Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Nikki. If you wouldn't mind liking, commenting and subscribing, it would mean the world to me. Today I'm setting up my partner's bullet journal for February. We recently watched Viking's Valhalla season 2, so we have decided on a Viking theme for February for his journal. Which I think this illustration in particular was maybe a bit more out of my comfort zone, so it was quite good to practice. I did get inspiration from Pinterest. I changed up some bits of a design that I saw, but I can't find the name of the original artist that kind of came up with this sort of design, so yeah, if I could find them I would try and tag them or give them some kind of credit, but unfortunately I can't find them. So for all the line work I'm using my brown uni pin fine liners. For the main line work I'm using my 0.5, but when I go in to do a bit of line shading I am using my 0.1. Overall, I do really like how the cover page came out. I didn't end up adding any colour in, I just kept it kind of black and white or brown and white, just because I kind of liked the sketchy look that kind of naturally happened. I was considering having colour, but as I kind of went on I just thought I would leave it like this. I just quite liked how it turned out, to be honest. But I would say I probably do need to work on some of my line shading. At points it looks a little bit dodgy, but overall I think it looked nice. Then I just used my gold gel pen to write Feb in the bottom right hand corner, and I just found a font again on Pinterest that looked kind of Viking-esque, and I think it turned out okay. I somehow managed to lose all the footage of me setting up the calendar spread, but I just basically did some Viking runes in the background of the calendar. So then I set up the habit tracker page. On the right hand side of the page I decided to draw out a Viking axe, still using the brown fine liners, and then I used the left hand page as a space to write out all the habit trackers. So I've got space for 6 habits, and I used my Zebra Sarasa pens in a green and a red, the vintage colours. And so yeah, I drew out the calendars for the habits, and then at the bottom of the left hand page I wrote out the title habits, again in that Viking-esque kind of font, which I actually quite like this kind of font. It wasn't too hard to do either, but I think it looks effective for the setup. And once I'd finished with that I moved back over to the right hand side of the page to add some more details into my axe. So I found an image of a Viking raven, which I just decided to kind of detail on the blade of the axe. I added a bit of gold in there as well just to fill up the space, because I didn't really know what a Viking axe looked like. And then up the handle of the axe I just wrote "See you in Valhalla," just as a reference to Viking's Valhalla that we've obviously just recently watched. And because the page was looking a little bit blank I had to add in some leaves just to fill in all the gaps, which I'm glad I did, because honestly the page was better without adding this in, and I think it definitely helped improve the look of the page, but this is probably my least favourite page in the setup. And then finally I set up the weeks. So I decided to do a Dutch door weekly just because I find this the easiest way to set up my partner's journal. Like, he definitely has enough space if I do it this way, but also I can do kind of a pattern around all the edges and it all kind of looks seamless and ties into one. So to keep it simple, I decided to do I guess you could call it a Celtic knot, but a kind of Viking-ish knot pattern, which when I sketched it out, I was trying not to be too, I wasn't trying to worry too much about it looking too even, but then when I started outlining it in the black pen, I was getting a little bit worried because I just thought this looks completely wonky, and it's going to look absolutely atrocious. But once I started filling in the kind of black, I think that helped it look a bit better. So I'm not 100% happy with how it turned out, but I don't think it looks terrible, and the fact that it's a little bit mismatched here and there probably does make it seem a little bit more authentic, you know, because it's not as perfect as it could be. But I don't know, in an ideal world I would have gone back and made sure that it was perfectly symmetrical all the way around and perfectly matched up the whole way around, but on the grand scheme of things I don't think it really matters. I think it is just quite an effective looking spread. And then I added just a bit of gold in just to make it stand out a little bit more. And once I added the gold in, I was then ready to get all the weeks in there. So this is just, a Dutch door is a really easy way to set up your weeklies. I do it a lot in my own journal, and like I said, I find it really easy to set up in my partner's journal because they're just all there at once. You've got a nice design around the outside, and it just ties in with everything else that you're doing. So I just ended up going in with my red Zebra Sarasa pen to write out the dates and the days of the week, and I just used my black fine liner to separate the days. And then we're into the final flip through. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. If you could, please like, comment and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you.